Hey everyone, you'll notice I'm in my backyard again. There's not another swarm, but got some cool, interesting honeybee behavior. Yesterday I was out here by Macy's bench. I was watering the flowers, and I've often used this big oak tree behind to show what a natural honeybee location would be. And if you see, there's some that are checking that out in there. So I thought, well, if there's some scout bees looking around, maybe there is a swarm. I don't think that there's a hive in there, but it was kind of cool. So that kind of kicked me in the butt to get going on my swarm trap that I was going to make. So if you guys remember, I had that box that I put around my feeders. Well, I kind of created a swarm trap with that. So what I did is I drilled a hole in there, and you can see that there's already some bees checking it out. I put Swarm Commander. Let me just move some of this stuff here. Yeah, there's probably a swarm somewhere in this area, and they're already checking it out, and one just flew in there. And now what I did is I put some frames in there, and those are just the short honey supers in there, so they don't go all the way to the bottom. It leaves them some room to determine whether or not they want to move the swarm in. And I also purchased what's called Swarm Commander. That is a pheromone, a lot of lemongrass oil in there, and I'll fix that in just a second. But the nice part about this front here, instead of having to tape it like I did before, when I'm ready to move them, I can just close that, gives them ventilation. And then because I was kind of getting a little bit fancy, in the back here, you'll notice I put some little vents there as well. So that's what's going on here. I'll have a hive inspection here soon. I know I haven't had one in a while, I've just been super busy. Hey guys, I'm doing a real brief inner cover shakeout. This is some good news here. If you look at the inside there, they're starting to build out on the honey super, which means hopefully we get honey. So let me show you what I'm going to do. That's my little go bag here. This is going to be the new inner cover. If you see, it's going to allow for a lot more ventilation. All right, so my videos are a little bit chunky. I just want to show you this. This is the swarm hive that was caught. That's the inner cover. And look at how much they have already done. This is the second box. If you remember, I caught them just on this lower box here, and they are going crazy. So they are already gonna get, since there's that much on the cover, I'm putting another honey super on right now. Okay, got the honey super on. These are all undrawn frames that I just waxed today. So I have a feeling that even though this hive swarmed, I might get the most honey out of this hive. What I've noticed is that this hive here is just kind of, just kind of chaotic. They got stuff everywhere. The organization, there might be a super seizure going on, which I'm actually going to let happen because I think they could do well with a new queen. This is the hive that swarmed, and they are, the queen's in there. I did an inspection a couple days ago, and she's back to her whole antics of just, she lays like crazy. She's phenomenal. And then the hive over there, they have to requeen themselves. So I apologize for not being able to film the whole inspection and kind of what I just did here, but my brother's on vacation and I need someone to film. So if any of you want to come check this area out and film for me, that would be awesome. And eventually I'm sure I could make your trip worthwhile by a payment in honey. Let me just kind of show you what I did here. I changed all the inner covers from these hardboard inner covers to a more ventilated one, just with the summer months and kind of the weather that we've been having. This hive, this first hive here, is looking encouraging. They're starting to build out a little bit. There's a honey flow going on. I'm probably towards the tail end of it, but they're just first starting to build up in the honey super, and that's really good because then they'll start to hopefully make some stores in there. The hive that's really impressive and has always been impressive was the swarm that I caught. So to backtrack, this hive over here swarmed. I caught the swarm in this box right here. Within about a week and a half, I had to add a second box, and these are called the deeps. And now just today, they've almost filled up that entire box, and I added a honey super. So within the matter of days, they've like just been amazing. So got that done. And then this hive over here, I haven't messed a whole lot with. They have a bunch of queen cells on the bottom that I'm thinking either today or yesterday or tomorrow will have hatched out, and then the queen has to go out on mating flights. So really this is kind of just a real educational hive for me to see how they do. Their numbers are still there, but again, they have to requeen themselves. When a queen is hatched out, she's not mated, so she needs to go on mating flights. That's where she mates with the drones and comes back, and it's the only time in her life that she mates, and she's ready to lay fertilized eggs, which are then female. So I'm really excited for honey production. Again, I don't really care about honey production this year. If I get it, that's really cool. But it's one of the number one questions I get asked is, when will I get honey? So this one right here, they're producing some honey down here. That's the bees' honey. Up here, they're just starting to draw that out. They might put some in here. This hive right here is storing honey already. They're just freaks. So I'm going to check it back in probably about a week on this box, and chances are they will have already been storing honey in there. It's a really strong colony, and the queen just lays like crazy. So this one, probably going to get some honey out of. This one, maybe a little bit. This one over here, probably nothing. And they're a little bit scattered right now because the old queen left. She's in this hive. She left, which means that there was as soon as that brood that was in there hatched, they started to backfill everything in here with honey. So I already have 2 deep boxes on it. So it's kind of messy in there because the queen's not going to go where the honey is. They'll move only a little bit of honey around. So it's going to be a little bit of a work in progress, but it's also one of those where I really want to learn from it and see what all takes place in that hive. So this one over here, probably no honey.